get that bomb down. No one in GamerLegion is interested in going for those early nades.
Ooh.
They will go for the raw fights, not able to connect all the headshots. Kenny with the clean.
In this case, it's going to be a 5-man stack here in a very off angle. The body should see it all, and so all those bodies will be falling. It's just one frag for the GamerLegion side.
Like, they swapped one of the Galils out.
Okay.
Because Python still has that MP7 from the previous, which is a bold move, though. Going to be just as bold as he connects the spray, try to further delay. And with this man advantage, they can try to find that opportunity, but it's Kenny with the AK.
Finding the smoke. Not crazy utility, like you mentioned, Trevor, but at this point, it might not be required. Kenny will drop on sandbags, and that will be 2 players left in this Ivy position that are probably going to get brought down here. It's a 1-on-2. Body's just too weak to do much else, so the bomb will drop.
I love the changes for it over the years. I feel like it now just has its place. It doesn't need to be tweaked with. Though IAM doesn't need to tweak with taking either KennyS and MBK down.
I don't want to give up the ghost because they could very easily accidentally walk in and get shot. Instead, Shuey will hear body on the move. He's actually going to jump up and go for a 2-man spray down to finish out the round. Blocks, it looks like. Although, if they all peek out at the same time, maybe Acor will have to reconsider his options here. IAM will go for a couple frags with the AK, throw the nade for good measure, and nothing doing over here, although KennyS has some nice health. It's just a matter of how many rounds you let slip along the way. We'll have to see how dominant GamerLegion can be. That was a very fast reaction from Isaac, though.
Completely blind as well. Able to transfer the spray is a bit maddening. Though, giving body an opportunity. Crossfire this and just leave the tarp alone. And that nade will barely dodge him, so he's able to take it. And that's that double opening from body we've been talking about. Finally, the trade comes in from Acor, but you can see the response. There's 3 players.
Yeah, I think he might have baited him into a more safe clear than he needs to be, and there we go. Isaac is going to fall. Acor, at this point, my man, you better tuck tail and leave because Kenny has to be
up to the AWP of Acor to try to find a quick response. Able to run boost to go for the peak. The smoke blooms first. That's not going to stop Kios, though, from catching an opening towards B, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a pretty good response at that point because that lurk has been a pain point. Either it's them slowly creeping up onto the beat.
He needs to find this right timing to break this 4v4. I'm sure they're going to be conscious of it, but using the sandbag and the flashbang setup, even having Sui go for the engagement first, gives the space for IAM to set it up on B once again. And now MBK is left in an anchor position to find it all. That's a good initial contact. He has to reload, which means he's just throwing this molly, getting bursted down by IAM. And with the bomb down, Python has to take this 1v2.
GamerLegion have to worry about wherever he may or may not be. Oh, he's been revealed, and IAM calls out his position. At that point, what a huge round from this guy. 3
Massively
frags
towards the B site to potentially catch them out. But throwing those nades gives away the info, and of course, Acor being the initial one on that contact, able to anchor the site, getting that initial pick, and a beautiful one-way from Isaac.
Oh man, they can't fight their way onto this bomb site anymore. Team Falcons are going to be going down 5-3 at this point because it is a 2-on-5 with KennyS not really in a great spot to help his teammate out. It is body. He has been one of the star fraggers here, and he is able to catch one, almost a second, but it's not enough. And at this point, even though there's very little utility left, KennyS needs to get onto the site first, and he's not able to.
Yeah, and we have those Tech-9s going for the running gun, and who better than Body to find the first pick? A fantastic nade molly combo. You can see it's that utility keeping them back, as well as a crisp, clean shot with the USB.
W's. And I think in general, their read on the game, right? Team Falcons maybe not as well set, especially now that they've lost Python to a bunch of
dominant lead on that CT side to stop this T momentum. And I'm, as he peeks for the info to see if anyone's there, Body says hello, and Chewy gets taken out.
Oh, they're
and
checking the
even
sandbags
getting mollied out. It's hard cleared, but it's a good flash again. So he's able to find just one with some heavy damage on Masuda, which this nade will certainly finish it off.
That's what we wanted to see there. The good utility usage, good team coordination. Acor is actually going to he's going to get killed not by the fire, but by the bottle itself, it looked like. Both sides. MBK, he could have Kiaz's number here.
Such a good angle for whoever's playing at this position, so I can't blame Kiaz for finding the double to take them on down.
For a few years, unlike Kenny, who's been around for a hot minute himself. Well, it's going to be Body who's challenged next, and he does not meet the call. GamerLegion with a 7-3 scoreline right now are now up a man. Well, make it 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going
Oh
for these
my
early
God.
fights and just finding these advanced timings. Isaac left in such a rough situation, and there's that USP against the full buy being so deadly. Kenny having to respond with the Glock, pick up a different AK, and Acor decides to go for a USP of his own, now making it a 2v1. But of course, both these players flanking
More success
directly.
than they had previously. They are now completely out of utility. No smokes whatsoever. And IM is going to continue multi-fragging as a site anchor. Jumps up on top for a third. Will eventually get dropped, but at this point, I mean, can you count on
Impact,
MBK?
one of their potential last full buys, they die out, and it's going to start off with Acor getting a pick onto Python.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. There's a little bit of an attempted mid-play, and Acor is actually good for 2. IM striking body down as well, and at this point, is there much hope left for this French T side? I'm not so sure, man. NBK is going to look for a frag. He catches IM slipping. All right, well, it's a 2-on-4.
Yeah, but we've never seen him do it in the clutch situation. Sometimes a nice time, but with just the level of utility and the weaponry they can use, it's going to be left to be an impossible situation, and they're going to happily continue throwing nades, double peeking into MBK, loading. And he's just hoping he can play off with the tarp in this off angle, but they're expecting it. He's unable to find any. A man advantage. Finally, a spot of mercy found for Falcons. If not just for a moment, and a follow-up with MBK and body. Now things become problematic. They have the sight. They have the control. There's only a single HE, which will, of course, cause amazing amounts of damage. In fact, a little too much, despite the armor on these players. And now it's a 2v2. The blind spam from Kiosk is causing concerns. Of course, body go aggressive, and he just reads the double.
It's so hot for him. He does dodge the HE, so he's still alive. But I think they've confirmed 2 sightings over there, which just gives GamerLegion so much map control towards the end.
Everyone wanting a little bit that tagging and going so aggressive. Kenny's able to catch I'm as Sushi's pushing aggressive and gets taken down.
Look at Kioz's
Kioz, oh no. He's even able to wrap behind Kenny, but he's able to land the no-scope to quickly respond. 2v2, there's still a chance for them in this, and they're setting up, or so I thought, the utility to shut down Acor, but it's actually just a smoke, just holding directly on the site. That AWP should be sticking out.
My
should be aware, but Kenny lands the shot, and he understands the idea. Acor
maybe take an angle. It's a good molly, and Kenny's maybe not aware, only on 4 points of health here, but he hits the one-tap headshot to close things out. Now push towards mid. The footsteps start sounding, and Python is in position alongside Masuda to maybe get some frags here, but it's just going to be a double tap, and oh, look at Isaac. Look at Isaac's position, calls them all out. Python, buddy, with those 2 pistols, you got to do the work of 3. You're in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, and they're just all going to be able to just...
Sure if these players were spotted onto the A site, but I think they're aware now, and if Kioz isn't careful, he might get bopped himself, but I think there's been enough effort. No, actually, Kenny S is going to go ahead and tap him down. It's just USPs, remember. This is not a buy round whatsoever.
In
so
the
they're
best of 3 final. The pressure of GamerLegion be able to get the upset on them. Let's going to first start with Python, able to finally find some success on the defense side of B, finding a double. These players starting to come alive. That's a man advantage, and you still have Sui with this Mac 10 to help create that space. The jumping gives away the information. They somehow... Masuda tags heavily all of them, or not even tags heavily. The nade, though, does. But MBK's left in a 1v3, trying to follow up. All these players left in
salvage that round. They didn't invest super heavily. They do have a buy now, but Kenny S is already sprayed down to death through smokes. This was a blind IM.
Just call a save at this point, as hellish as that sounds. But they're trying to go for the retake before this bomb's down. Masuda finds the initial opening, but that won't stop Sui from going for the direct contact. Masuda now starting a redemption arc with 2. They need a lot more of that came from, especially if they line up like that. Isaac with the double and body left 1v2. He's been such a good player, but asking him to do this much just for his team to get another is too much to ask, and Kiosk will comfortably take him down.
Coming around the corner, just like Python over here, who's now been pretty heavily dinked down, but MBK will find the opener nonetheless.
Sitting on through. MBK has the strong map position, which is something to work with, as well as map advantage. Suda, just playing so bold. Again, he misses the spray. He's occasionally finding these 2 frags, but that doesn't matter as much as Python and Kenny getting that follow-up to help recover things. It just leaves MBK trying to catch it off at the timing, but it seems like Shui was well prepared for this. A-Core, not so
and over
much.
again. And like you said, Trevor, if you don't account for every single potential move, then it doesn't matter how many rounds you win in a row, because a precarious position might get spotted out here by a push. And Python, he's holding super low, but body's already been dropped.
All the info is given away, so Isaac's able to throw him off on the peak. It's a perfect timing situation to be able. And now Masuda is being demanded to save it all, able to find just the first. That's the info of Isaac reloading, but they line up and he runs out of mag. So Im finds a double, and Kenny S is left 1v2. He's aware there's
spotted.
a player towards mid.
Oh
but
my
he lands
God.
that flick. What the hell, Kenny?
Okay. All right, Kenny. Angle. Spotted. This is so tense. He misses a shot, and that's going to be Kios clutching it out against Kenny for a 16. A very fast mid pick, perhaps a little unorthodox here, throwing Falcons for a loop right out the gate.
The first player to take an engagement against Masuda without jumping midair on the contact gets completely taken out. And they seem to know they went around, and you had this potential flank from Python with the dualies, but he instead fails to connect any shots. They, of course, are faking this defuse. They don't have the kit, but that's not going to stop Kenny from missing the shot.
Ooh.
They're aware that he's on the flank, but he's able to chase him down, boosting up through the heaven.
Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, they at least have the weaponry bench, and they have more than that. There's some of that little bit of aggression. It's like such a dangerous angle, but there's actually no way to easily clear this of that pillar position. But it looks like Python edges out, shooting a lot more damage than it should have been. But, you know, shooting from center mass, he's going to have a lot more exposed, so it's going to be easier for GamerLegion to hit those shots.
The fact that A-Core was able to answer back on the Kenny S afterwards obviously means that this starts to get a lot more awkward, and that's the second scout frag so far in this round. GamerLegion, because look at the money. This is a full buy down to $0 practically for the French. Team Falcons have nothing behind this. MBK might have the frag. Well, and you know what, Isaac, maybe a little too overconfident. They're not expecting anybody in the back plat area, but they will eventually clear him out. That's
really having the utility to clear him out individually. They're trying to set up the timing to get the double peak, and they're able to succeed it.
Economy. I think maybe somebody told them to buy some NFTs or something. This is not a good look. And Kenny S is even going to be the first to fall, the last one you would expect. Okay, well, the one thing you could say is there's no shot they suspect 3 other AWPs. And Masuda's even going to get caught on the other side. That's going to be it. All right, well, the save should be called.
But it's
here.
not like he's going to be staying alive. He's going for the knife.
Don't do him that way.
He's going for the BM. Yeah, there we go. It's another pick. You can see they're just playing past.
Made a huge error leaving this map in the open, and they've just never actually played it. Like, I don't mean to besmirch the good name of the Frenchmen. It doesn't feel like they're playing with a strategy in mind. It's purely whether they hit shots or not. And they don't cold weather out there in most places in the Northern Hemisphere. MBK is going to be cold and dead, and so is Masuda with Shui doing double entry duty. Kenny S needs to rotate over, and it's just the AWPs. I would think you call the save here, but does Kios even let you do that? Kenny S now in a really rough spot, and look at that, Shui with the knife. Oh, insult to injury. At this point, Falcons.
It's this one.
Oh, no.
This is not a map that should be on the T side.
How much work can he really get done against? It's just a lurk, remember. The rest of this site, GamerLegion targeting B instead.
And this is the thing where you can see they're just so passive. They've lost that connector control, and they still have to worry about that main entrance. So now, despite the lower elevation, it's so easy to get the double on those engagements. As you can see, I'm able to support it. Going to get contact with Python any second. So I'm able to win it out. That doesn't matter. Kios finds the trade, and A-Core.
It's like GamerLegion are going to be taking the series, but it's not over until the fat lady sings, and Kios is making his AK do just that alongside Isaac. That will be a quick 2 openers, and honestly, it looks like a quick 2-0 is what we have in store for us. Masuda not able to equalize enough. It's going to be 11-1 nearly. I can't believe what I'm seeing, Trevor.
I can't either. I have not seen something this rough in a long time. And I started in the early stages. Shortest.
It could very well be the case at this point. Bomb creeping in and will indeed catch. Python scoped up, not facing the right angle, not suspecting such a lurk. Kenny S will be shot in the back by Acor. Is opping. Their opponents have not struck since the pistol round. They just keep going for early fights, and they're not winning them is the problem, right? I mean, Isaac, okay, he was dropped very low, eventually traded, but they're going for this early aggression as if to try and feel out. They're playing as if they're the confident ones, but really it feels like they're just desperate for anything.
They're just going to line up here. It feels like they know where Body is. They're following up with the smoke to deny Python rotating to the site. He's still able to find a double with Body. So that's a nice little bit of success. And there is a 1v2 and the flank from behind. This should be a second round for them. But even then...
uncomfortable with the state of this map.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what they can do. MBK, you don't just solo push that. You have a little bit of utility to support, and you have at least 2 people going in to get that information at an angle. But instead, you have Python trying to anchor from the pit in the A site, a position you rarely see anyone play in, and you can see a reason why, even though Masuda finds a double, at what benefit as he has to rotate all the way around through T-spawn with Body, and with this 2v2, the bomb already planted. I guess Aim will give his back away to them, but that just gives away the info to Sui, which has the world to work with.
Positions are. Body seems to have guessed it. In fact, it will be called, and Body is checking a different angle. Shui with a perfect timing. Masuda sticking it with a kit. Needs to be caught here, and will be. They win the round anyway. That was the most dominant scoreline of the day so far.
And no reason to see it ending even in this last second. They try to do what they can, peeking with the scouts at these long-range angles. And they're able to find a little bit of success with Body.
At this point, it's all about feeling good. Everywhere. It's all about whether or not you were happy to be here. And Falcons, maybe it was exactly true for them. Oh, man. And the last frags coming in just siphon out any hope that you had. Now in a stymie any B aggression, but there's nobody even over there. And MBK is going to get caught in the side of the head. Just another risk that had to be taken. All right, Kenny, give us a 1-on-3 to close things out. You did this on Vertigo. You can surely do it here. Maybe Shui will make sure that isn't the case. Wait for him to look at him before he executes him. What a dastardly play out of this guy. I have to go find it.
Playing a scavenger hunt.
I mean, that's what GamerLegion have to do at this point, dude. They're running all over the map. They might actually get a bomb plant down. 20 seconds left on the clock. Are you dumbfounded, Trevor?
Yeah.
Do you have any words for what we're witnessing? Bomb did go down. There is that. Kenny S is getting some frags. He might actually kill Isaac here. This could be a round. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I am Goomba stomps him. It's over. It's a bomb. The other things you can't explain is like this 100% bonus we have, dude. You can use that code, TBS3. I can't explain how it works, but I can tell you that it works. Just like Body can tell you that the Galil works. He managed to get a frag. And you know what? MBK will too. All right, there's a little bit of hope left for at least a third round. Come on, at least give us 3 rounds, gentlemen. Give us a little bit of
just outrageous. We're finally able to find some success, and they'll be able to get a third.
Dude,
well, it doesn't matter. It's just a timer at this point. Especially when you have just 1 player on this B site. Baycore had a kit and landed a single frag. You need to be afraid of these USPs going to work. It'd be right this second, and there we go. There's an initial first pick. You do have 2 more players holding it, and a rare Masuda successful spray down.
Don't worry, he is literally spinning around the map, so I don't know if we can say the same about them. And actually, Kenny, yes, he will get caught out by Acor. That was a classic example of a smoke that seems like maybe it was baiting you.
Down, trying to break into this B site, and Isaac. That's a really difficult double to get. Even finding the first is challenging. And they have no way to know Im's here on top of it.
No, I think
No way.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. What?
Okay. All right.
The fact he's able to get away with that is impressive, though. He's going to have to 1v5. Good start.
Possible. Not probable. Does cycle back out, and now he's just going to check Acor in the op. And you know what? Good try. NT in the chat for Mr. Masuda.
No.
Not quite. But hey, you know what? Python's got an opener. That's something. That's something to work with here. Kenny S will even double up. So hey, this round looking pretty solid. Not a whole lot of money for GamerLegion, so they do have to be a little bit careful here. They want to survive with as many members as possible. Looks like Masuda is even going to get a little bit of an advantage on that smoke. So, all right, only 2 members left. What can Acor do here just to stay alive? A nice flick onto Masuda. And he even scarpers off right before the take comes in. A team flash to slow their assault, but Kenny S is able to wide swing with that AWP, making it look like a Ferrari.
Don't know how to describe this. It's great they're seeing some individual energy, but that doesn't matter. Respond to the mid smoke to allow them to go aggressive and catch that swing onto Sui. Works perfectly.
Yeah, lovely out of knowledge. Maybe they just didn't have anything on the CT side. That's what it seems like anyway. And Kenny S now good for a second frag. NBK with the fadeaway headshot onto Acor. They kind of know that IM is here, and indeed he will be dropped as well. So, all right, 15-8. Look at that. Kiaz has to say no concerns even if they do lose a few players. Oh, in the last second there. Changer that is necessary for GamerLegion. Oh, Shui's not careful. He's going to get dropped, and Kenny S will confirm it. That's a full belt of utility wasted on the ground alongside a kit.
Yeah. I mean, you don't usually see this level of aggression just early on in the round on mid, so that's fair. However, what's also fair is that nice shot, a double is over, but now Keo, he's able to confirm this A site's clear, which is going to prompt these rotations, especially with that frag towards IM, so Isaac can hear all the running, can freely go for the no-scope onto the burst.
Oh my
Lands
God.
the second on Kenny, goes for the jumping shot just to try to end it. No reason to go for that peek and give that away.
But the molly is out. So while the bomb is down, is he going to expect the flick from Kiaz to seal the deal? And there's the defuse. Gamer